Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nothing But Thoughts podcast. My name is Dang. I'm your host, and welcome back to another episode. And before I get started, like always, make sure to follow our social medias, especially for content if you want to see clips or any of those other sorts. And just run up a nigga's follows. You know what I mean? Help your boy out. I know that I've been using you know what I mean a lot, so I'm gonna try to catch myself and stop real quick, but and not use so many of those filler words. Um, but anyways, back to what I was saying. Make sure to follow our social medias. That's the YouTube, that's the Facebook, that's the TikTok. For the content, if you guys want to see clips, and you know what I mean. If it's not on YouTube, make sure to just check all those out and help us out there. And if you want to actually tweet back and forth with me, like I said, you can follow me. I don't even know if it's my technical page, I guess, or even the podcast because I accidentally put the at like my name and so like I'm it's kind of like it does I can't at you know what I mean the Nothing But Thoughts podcast as easy, but you guys I don't know, maybe I'll fix it later or whatever, but you guys go ahead and follow, especially if you want to tweet with me. You can, you know what I mean, have conversations, kind of like the Discord kind of thing, whatever like that, and we can go back and forth. um and like later on, just like I was gonna say, right, it's like I've been on the spaces kind of lately, and they've been really good. I've had a lot of fun on it. I was on one recently with it was like a Baltimore Ravens podcast, or sorry, not podcast, but space on Twitter there, and we were just talking about free agency. We were talking about, you know what I mean, some of the players that Baltimore has picked up, what the problem is that we think as fans that our team is doing, right? Because our team is always like good, right? Well, we're always considered a contender, right? And we're always in the hunt. But we've always been mediocre for the last like little bit, right? Where we, go 8 and 9, maybe one year, and then go 11 and what 5 or 11-6, and then or 12-5, right? Whatever, and then we'll go playoffs, first round, second round, kind of exit. That's not what we want, especially as Baltimore fans, right? And it was really cool. I got to hear like different feedback from different people from like what they thought was wrong with the team and different things like that, and it was really cool. And basically, I think the spaces are gonna take over Clubhouse and that, because if you're just on Twitter and you want to do, and obviously you can live tweet people, and if you go on a space as well, like that's so much better in my opinion, right? So I really like what Twitter's doing with the spaces and everything like that, and I'm really like on I'm really trying to go on and chat more with it because I like connecting with people. And like I said, you guys, if you want to go ahead and follow, it's Deng Malit, so DengMaleth. That's the Twitter, especially for, or yeah, the Twitter for the Nothing But Thoughts podcast, but also me. I'm on there and I just mess around. I'm trying to push the pod with my actual like Twitter page, and I'm trying to get it popping. I've had Twitter for like a little bit since like 2015 in my thing, but I never use it. You know what I mean? Or I never use it. I'm not like the hugest like social media guy. Like I don't love it. You know what I mean? Like I don't always want to be on social media. But like what I do like is like, watching videos or something like that. But all like the Twitter and all that, usually beforehand when I was just like a normal person, right? And I'm not doing anything. I'm not really on it like that. And I usually, I would just, yeah, I just wouldn't be on them as much. So I have like no followers on my Twitter page. I have like what, 16? I'm looking pathetic out in these streets, just looking pathetic. But like I said, if you want to come ahead, join, uh, you can tweet at me. Eventually, when we grow our numbers a bit more, especially on Twitter, because I know not everybody's on it, we can do the spaces as well. Talk about the pod. I can get to know some of you guys wherever you're at, um, and we can talk about either like content creation. We could just talk about our lives. We could talk about whatever, like just chill, chat, have like a chill time. Because some of these like spaces I've seen are really cool. One I was in was about like conspiracies and stuff, right? And hopefully they don't get like shut down and stuff for like misinformation or whatever, right? Because some bullshit fucking PC little fucking Karen is gonna see one of those right one day and then complain to Twitter and be like, "Oh, you're allowing these like uh misinformation and like hate speech or something bullshit," because that's usually where they go to, especially to get stuff taken down. and it's not fun, especially when people gotta ruin it like that. But right now it's dope. You can say whatever you want. It's free flowing. Like people just go on and have a good time. You talk about whatever depending on the space, right? Because you put different topics for it and different things like that. But the the conspiracy one we were talking about like 9/11, talking about and I'm not really a conspiracy guy like that. Like I like conspiracies, but I don't believe in all of them like that, right? But I like chatting about it. I think it's interesting. But some of these guys like in the chat were dead like um 9/11 was a hoax, or sorry, not a hoax, but an inside job. um the jab, you know what I mean, the COVID-19 and the vaccine is all bullshit. Like they were going right, and like I love hearing shit because I like hearing people's opinions, right? As I like to talk a lot, I also like to hear other people's opinions, and I find it interesting why people think the way they do, why they act the way they do. Like that's the whole point of, I think the whole people person thing, right? Like, I really enjoy though, like the conversation. I really do, and like some of them are funny because they're like, I don't want to offend people. And this, I'm like, bro, like we could just shoot the shit. You know what I mean? Like, I I completely don't care. Like, we could just shoot the shit, like free flowing. Like, you're not gonna offend me. Like, if you want to make some jokes or this and here and da da da, right? Because like I said, like I'm a black guy, right? But like, I sound white, like to some people, right? Because how clear, whatever I sound. And I was born in Africa too. Like, I wasn't born in Canada, by the way. I was born in South or in Sudan, and so how I talk is kind of, you know what I mean, quote unquote white. But it's fun. It's funny when people like say it, right? Because they'll bring it up. They're like, "Oh, you don't sound like it," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but like I am, right?" And then they'll make jokes, but it's fun. It's good. Like I like that aspect. If you can't joke with somebody and you can't let your guard down and just be who you want, like who you are and stuff like that, I think you're not really my kind of people. You know what I mean? Like I like free flowing, easy going people who you can just chat about whatever, and just basically in a matter of like 30 minutes I basically felt like I knew these people. Like it felt great, right? Like you feel at home. It's funny. Some people are getting like heated, so they're like going back and forth with each other, and they're yelling, and then you just laugh about it, right? Because it's like two brothers or some bullshit going at each other, basically, right? By the way we're talking and get to know each other and stuff like that, and it's cool. Like I just like that aspect, and plus I like I said, growing the brand as well that way. Get to know different people, talk about it, try to do it that way. Because right now, like we're grassrooting this bitch. We're trying to spread as much as we can, get out in these streets, do whatever we can. And I think the spaces are gonna take over the clubhouse and all these other like chatting, like chatting only spaces and apps. Because if you could do it all in one app, right? Why wouldn't you? And that's why the best social medias stick around, because they take the good ideas and the good little tweaks from other places and you adapt it to yours, and then boom, this is how you stay you stay around. um but those are just like the spaces. I really like I said enjoyed it. I like doing that. It was really fun because I don't have Discord or nothing yet, and I think Twitter would just be easier. um But yeah, if you guys want to join me, feel free. Follow the page. I already sent it over. I'm gonna say it one more time. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, there, it's DEDENGMALETH, and you'll see the Nothing But Thoughts logo and everything like that on it, because that's what the plan was. But maybe God is telling me another thing, right? But we're just gonna let it fly for now. Maybe when we get bigger, they'll let us change it, right? They'll let me just change it. But right now, we are nobody. We're trying to grow. So um, I think the first and most important thing I gotta talk about right now is those awards, right? Those award shows that just happened, and Will Smith smacked the shit out of Chris Rock. You know what I mean? And my initial thoughts, right? Like when I heard the headline, right? I was like, this has to be fake, because I was like, Chris Rock and Will Smith are like friends. And plus, I was like, Will Smith? Like, Will motherfucking Smith? Like, nigga, Fresh Prince of Bel Air? You know what I mean? Like, Fade Top, fucking Mr. Clean Rap, don't, no swearing, fucking selling 60 million records, corny Will, like, not to me, but how other people, like, think of them, like, corny Will, like, Will Smith? You know what I mean? And everybody's like, that's cap. You know what I mean? They're like, nigga, that's cap. And I'm like, damn. But hey, Will Smith does not play around, y'all. All right. I want to tell everybody right now in these streets, do not talk about Will Smith's motherfucking wife or his family, nigga, or else he will come after you next. All right. This nigga sat by trying to be nice for over what, a year and a half, 2 years of niggas just roasted him, talking about how much he's a simp, how he lets his wife fuck other niggas, how he's cuckolding and all this shit. Like these niggas sitting in the corner of the room watching August fucking dick down his wife or some shit. You know what I mean? Like this guy's been hearing all this bullshit. He just been taking it in, didn't say nothing about it, just quiet, doing the will thing, right? Doing the will thing, but. I was like, okay, okay, I see you, Will. Now, let me give a play by play how it went, right? Because it wasn't like malicious or nothing.